Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back. Hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day. Today we're going to feature the game like it really is. Usually I try and find a replay that is really good or entertaining and like a close game that comes down to the wire or at least lasts a little time. A lot of the games that I show are 9, 10, 12, 14-minute games. Not today. Today we're going to watch Real World of Tanks because most games are over in 4 or 5 minutes. So I'm going to show you. We're going to have to do 3 of them so that the video is long enough, but just typical games. The typical World of Tanks. These are good games, but they tend to last 4 or 5 minutes. Let's just watch them here. T-49 to start, and it is the Dowie from the Box clan that moves into a bush, and he pulled back so he would not get proxy spotted, but he spotted the AMX. And I think this poor AMX now is just going, well, why am I spotted? I've done this before, and now he's spotted because he fired his gun. And if he can take out the enemy light tank, it's game over. It's game over, guys, because there's only one light tank per side, and this is a good, decent spotting map. And he has neutralized the enemy light tank. Now, as an aside, I want to thank you in advance. Some of the people that I've noticed that have subscribe to the channel, or importantly have what do they call it? Super cheered, super shared, or super supporters. YouTube sent me a note, says turn on your super support button so that your subscribers can support you in your video. They have a new feature like they do on Twitch, where you can, you cheer people with bits on Twitch, which you buy. Well, now on YouTube, you can just click a button to support your favorite YouTuber. And you don't have to. It's no obligation, but I would appreciate it. And if you didn't know about this, let me quickly show it to you. When you're watching one of your favorite YouTubers' videos, there's a new button here called Thanks. I guess it's Super Thanks, not Super Share or Super. It's a button that says thanks, and if you click the button, you can be a super thanker. You could be a blue super thanker, or you can super thank at whatever. You could be a little super thanker or a super thanker. And I guess it's a buy and send. It's a tip. It's a way to tip. Shut up, this guy. Look at this guy. But sometimes YouTube hides the button. They don't want you to be a super thanker. And you have to click this little 3 dots here. You have choices. You could report the video, or you could become a super thanker. And you type in your comment in there, and it appears in the comment section. Have you seen this video, by the way? You should watch this video. It's called Did Wargaming Take All Your Money? That was a fun video. If you didn't know, now you know that there is a way to tip in video, I guess it's called. You don't have to sign up for anything. You don't have to do anything. If you're in a generous mood and you want to support your favorite YouTuber, there's a way to do it now. They send you emails every now and then, and they say, "Did you tell your supporters about this? Did you ask your supporters to subscribe? If you ask your supporters to subscribe, they are 83% more likely to hit the subscribe button." Oh, okay. I'm not very proactive on this thing, or these things. I think that button's been around for a while. When they introduce new things, usually they default to being off. So I guess the button's been there, but I've had it off. And then I recently turned it on, and a couple of people tipped a little tip, and I go, "Well, what is this?" And what happens is on your comment, you get a little thing that says you are a super thanker, and your comment is highlighted, and it's higher up on the comments section. And so what I'll do is, if anyone is a super thanker, those comments I will make a point of reading and replying, every single one. Okay, I will guarantee a reply on super thanker comments, and not just a "Hey, yo, dude, thanks." I'll read your comment and reply. Ask me questions. Put me on the spot, or whatever you want, and I will do my best to engage with those comments. Sometimes it's hard, because it's a busy day, and you can't be sitting in front of the computer all day. watching the comments come in. But what I'll do is I'll check at for sure at the end of the day and various when I get around to it. But guaranteed you will get a reply. You can we have a tool where we can sort the comments, so we know who the super thankers are. They appear on the top. So, anyway, it's a new thing that they added. I thought I'd no, not necessary, but appreciated. And in case you didn't know, if you have other YouTubers that you really like, maybe you didn't know that, support them. It doesn't have to be me. You guys watch other videos. It's just something to know. And this is your typical World of Tanks. Getting back to the theme of the video. Like, look at this game, guys. First of all, what are the enemies doing? Look at the minimap. Guys, look at the minimap. Look at the green surrounding this collage of cluelessness that is the enemy team. And oh, you should have shot the lower plate. I know get behind them and can he find another target. There's not very many to find because they're dropping like flies. You just don't even know what the enemy team is thinking. A typical World of Tanks game, guys. GG. The Dowie, he aces the tank and does 2,087 damage, as well as 6,674 spotting assist in 5 minutes and 8. Now, what was key in that victory was taking out that light tank right away at the beginning of the game. It gave him free reign, and basically he just drove around and played the game, and in 5 minutes, well, after he killed the light tank, in the next 4 minutes or whatever, he ended up with 6,000 spotting assists. Just crazy. 15-0 the score. And he aced the tank. So statistically, it goes down as a game. You know, ace tank, 6,000 spotting assist, 2,000 damage. If you just read the statistic, you go, okay, it was a pretty good game. But when you watch some of these games, the typical games, it's just, do you guys get... Is that the typical game you have? A 15-0, or if you're on the losing team, if you're one of the guys that you're a heavy tank and you went to the city and you're thinking, well, maybe my medium tanks and fast tanks will watch the field, our light tank will go spot, and it just crumbles. And you look at the score after 2 minutes and you're losing 0-8 and you're surrounded. Is that your typical game, guys? Leave some comments. Leave some super support comments. It's just, this guy here just says, okay, I'm going for it. Going for it, okay. And that's an example of how the defeats and the victories and the damage just snowballs, right? It goes from bad to worse for some. Now this guy's spotted this 1-2-1B, and he's bounced a lot of shots, but that guy got spotted, and it's not going to end well for him. There's 1 minute into the battle, the guy's moving forward. Bro, they're winning 2-0, and they're up by 4,500 damage. And this is now, if this guy, I think once he reloads, he's going to charge forward or do something aggressive, and it just shows you how things just snowball. Like I said, usually I try and pick out videos where it's close or it's an unexpected. The guy gets 9,000 damage and 8 kills, but he ends up losing. Bob likes those. We're just you got to understand that a lot of the games you see on YouTube channels, including mine, and other content providers, they're rare. Right? A lot of the stuff you watch is rare, and just the way it is, because people want to see the rare thing, and rare sometimes is more entertaining. You get to watch the game where the guy does 11,400 damage and gets a 7,000 spotting assist, or the 18,000 spotting assist ELC game. You get to see kind of the rare outliers. Nothing wrong with that, but you got to understand that it is rare, and the mistake some people make is that they watch this content, mine and others, and they think, oh, well, that's how good players play. I wish I was that good. And you got to remember, that's not how good players play. that's the 1 in 1,000 games that they have, that we usually feature. or the really close game. You know, it's a 2 versus 2 at the end, or 1 versus 6. Minute, you know, goes to 14 minutes and 47 seconds. He gets the last blind shot. Those are entertaining games. These are typical games. This is reality. We're watching World of Tanks reality. And it's look at the minimap. Let's look at the minimap. This game's going to last a long time. It's 11:30. So what is this? 3.5 minutes. It's been 3.5 minutes. The other team is completely surrounded. Completely surrounded. This guy's bouncing a lot of shots, but he's making his clips count. Look at the minimap. There's no hope. And this game was over when that 1-2-1B got taken out in the field. And then the field side was aggressive and pushed. And now they've got the enemies. It snowballed into the enemies being completely surrounded. Now maybe the 1-2-1B just connected 8 seconds late. You know, some people don't have a good connection. They look at this. Now maybe he didn't start the game, start moving, because this guy got to that aggressive spot in the field about 10 seconds before the 1-2-1B made it. The 1-2-1B is a fairly speedy little tank. Maybe he didn't start the game for 8 seconds. Maybe he hesitated or maybe one of his teammates blocked him. Just a simple little thing. He moves up. He's taken out. You know, he's countered. And that snowballs into... It devolves into complete shit showness. Are these your typical games? There you go. How long did the game last? GG. Pliop aces the tank. Over 4,000 damage, 7 kills. The game lasted 4 minutes and 52 seconds. Let's watch one where at least the guy has a challenge, okay? It's a tier 6 tank in a tier 8 game. And guys, you should know that these games are just much, much, much more common. These are the common games now. The 14-minute close battles are not common. And I'm going to say, this is a mathematical thing now. You still have the same range of a good game versus bad game. You could still do 0 damage. That's the worst game you could have. And you could still have a really good game, which is a lot of damage, a lot of spotting assist. That range has remained the same because the HP of the 30 tanks is pretty much the same. It's a little higher now because of the, you can add more HP with your, those modifications, right? The maps are the same size. The range of good game versus bad game statistically is the same. So the game hasn't changed when you look at statistics: win, lose, top damage, lowest damage, average damage, that kind of thing, right? The one statistics that has changed dramatically is the length of the game. And that's simply because tanks are faster, they shoot faster, they have higher alpha, they're much more powerful, they've power creeped. Just, the yada yada yada. I'm talking to the converted. It's tanks do just a lot more damage more quickly. They have bigger guns. All the new ones are better. The maps are the same size. All the tanks are faster. The one statistic that, and I don't think Wargaming looks at this statistic. You could look at all the other statistics and say, all the statistics are the same as they were 8 years ago. The game hasn't changed. A 10,000 damage game was good then, and it's good now, and it's still rare. Still only get that. You look at certain statistics, and they haven't changed. And people will use that and say, see, the game's the same. But they don't understand mathematics, right? Those things haven't changed because mainly the HP pool has not changed. What's changed is how fast the games are, the length of games. This poor little GSOR is on his 55-second reload. Is he gonna get him before he reloads? Oh man, that feels bad. That's why I hate that GSOR. He took his 4 shots. And this guy was aggressive. And that's the turning point. They've got control of the middle of the map now, guys. One thing like that, they got control of the middle of the map. But they are losing the south, so this one's not a complete blowout like the first two. But anyways, think about what I said, the mathematics. The statistic that has changed the most in this game over time is the length of the game. And that is a direct result of power creep. On the ability of the tanks to dish out the damage faster. I don't know what's happening with these shells. Someone should ask Wargaming what's happening with these shells. I guess they were absorbed by the barrel. So, you guys get that? It's simple math, right? Tanks can do damage faster. They can move faster. The maps are the same size. The HP pool is the same. What's the result? It will take less time to complete. Unless, rarely, you have very good strategic play. Will the Hellcat bounce his last shot as he tries to kill the Russian tank? Unless they're very good strategic play, the teams are balanced, nothing happens at the beginning of the game to cause a snowball. Because that's the big, what people say, oh, it's the bad players. You make a mistake and it can cause a snowball defeat or a snowball victory. That hasn't changed. That was the same 10 years ago. It's true. That was the same 10 years ago. But the game would still last longer because it takes the tank would have taken the tanks longer to do the damage because they had lower alpha guns and the tanks weren't as fast. It's just math. And that's I don't know. I don't know whether it's a problem. Maybe no one cares. Maybe everyone enjoys playing the game and the game's only lasting 4 minutes. Well, we're a quick society now. 5 minutes is a long time. People get bored after 3-4 minutes. That's why we have what is it called? The TikTok and the Snapchat and the YouTube Shorts and all that stuff. Because people can't watch for 15 minutes. They want to watch for 1 minute and 30 seconds, and while they're doing that, they're doing 3 other things. And so that's the world. She is a changing. But anyways, that's just a mathematical explanation of why this is very common now. This is the new reality. There's no way of solving it without drastic changes. It's just the way it is. The games are going to be shorter. Rush out there and do the damage as fast as you can. And that's just the way it is. And this guy, as a tier 6, carried the tier 8s. And the key in this game that caused the snowball was taking out that GSOR. Top tier tank in a central part of the map. GG. Game's over. So Tank It does it. So Tanklet does almost 3,000 damage as bottom tier, and the game was over in 5 minutes and 4 seconds. And I think the takeaway here, guys, if you just be patient for a second, the takeaway is that it's much more important now in the game to get the good aggressive positions and make a difference immediately at the beginning of the game. The turning point of the game could be 20 seconds in. If you have a fast tank that could get to a very good initial position to do spotting, or an initial position to take out a counterpart or to hold one of the choke points. That's why speed is so important in the game now. That's the way the game is. And I thank you in advance if you are generous enough to become a super thanker in the comments section, if you find that little button. And I will read your comment and guarantee a reply. And I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. And I will catch you on the next one.